what we've got on our hands is a chromed out cruiser from Hyosung. It's their 5th motorcycle for India in a really short span of time. It's been less than 2 years since they first brought in the GT650R. But I've not really been all that impressed with the previous 4 products from Hyosung. But now when it comes to this, the Aquila Pro or the GV650 as it will also be known as, I'm really getting a good feeling about it. That could be because of the way the GV650 looks. Other Hyosung motorcycles look a bit dated and awkward. The GV looks hot and fit for the 21st century. It is a delicious cocktail of design, part classic cruiser and part power cruiser. It is kind of hard to miss its cruiser quotient though. All the must-haves like the fluid swept-back styling, the bullet headlamp and a wide tall handlebar just stare at you in your face. And then of course there's the chrome, lots of it, although I have to admit, tastefully used. Now, can you spot the GV650's modern design cues? Yes, those are mock air intake scoops. Then there's the ultra squat 16-litre fuel tank. And the way it shows off the chassis is downright mean. There's also an easy to read LCD display and a gorgeous LED tail lamp that's tucked under the boat tail fender. And how can you miss that massive cannon of an exhaust? What can I say? I think this motorcycle looks very good. It's got the right combination of classic cruiser and modern design melded into one form. And in my books, I think this just looks way better than that retro ST7. And compared to the ST7, this just feels much better built. The paint quality, the bits, everything just feels better. But if you look closer, there are some bits like this clamp here or the switch gear or the chrome bits. They just don't feel like top dollar stuff and keep you from saying, wow, this feels really nice. But despite that, when you hit the road on the Aquila Pro, you'll be impressed. And that's because of its motor. You see, the GV packs a 647cc liquid-cooled V-twin motor. You see, this motor's strong point is its bottom and mid-range. It actually doesn't like being revved hard. And here in the GV, the engine is mated to a 5-speed gearbox and it uses a taller final drive too. That's not all. Hyosung has also tweaked the engine's digital brains for a more cruiser-like throttle response. There is 74 bhp of power and 6.3 kilograms of torque on offer here. In our acceleration tests, the GV650 hit the 100 km/h mark in 5.1 seconds and the 140 km/h mark comes up in under 15 seconds. That performance is neck and neck with its sport bike sibling, the GT650R. Hyosung also claims a top speed of 195 km/h. Now let's talk about more cruiser-worthy topics. Responsiveness at low speeds is thoroughly enjoyable. And I found that the motor is the happiest humming along at an indicated 95 km/h. You could go faster, but the vibes from the motor will make long distances a bit tiring. In my experience, even motorcycles with bigger engines from Harley-Davidson are more at ease on the safer side of 100 km/h. So this Hyosung is doing just fine. That aside, I think it's a great cruiser package, all in all very enjoyable. But a cruiser isn't just about performance, it's also about sitting up in the saddle like this, staring out at the long road back home and just soaking in the sights. So let's see how the Aquila Pro fares there. So the GV is a typical cruiser. The rider has a wide cushy saddle, there are forward set foot pegs and a wide tall handlebar. But when you hit the road, you don't feel like you've been stretched painfully over the motorcycle. The seating position is quite comfortable by cruiser standards. You also have fully adjustable upside-down forks at the front and dual hydraulic shocks at the rear. These help in keeping the potholes at bay quite well. The tubular double cradle frame is stiff and the Bridgestone Battle Axe tires are grippy. Sweeping through corners, it is almost too easy to scrape the footpegs. Getting the Hyosung slowed down isn't an issue, as the 300mm double discs offer strong bite. So, given a choice on the GV650, you'll end up looking for the long road back home. So, from the saddle, the Aquila V Pro has turned out to be actually quite enjoyable. The ride may be a bit soft at the rear, but that aside, it's a nice motorcycle. I like the upright seating position. It's easy to steer, it's got nice progressive brakes, grippy tires, and well, handles as well as you'd expect a cruiser to. So all in all, a very nice package, and I think easily the best motorcycle that Hyosung has on sale in the country today. But that's not to say it's perfect. Its engine also has strong performance, but when it comes to finesse and refinement, it's probably not right up there with some of the modern motorcycles, and build quality in parts is a bit dodgy too. But this is still a very tempting package and one that I'd be willing to recommend. Just hopefully Hyosung managed to get the pricing right for the Aquila V Pro. Hyosung has launched the GV650 at a price tag of 4.99 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi. That means it's priced 70,000 rupees less than Harley-Davidson's Super Low, which is a pretty competitive price tag for this motorcycle. That's not all. Hyosung has also updated their GT650R sports bike. It has a smarter new design and there are new components for the suspension too. Its power and torque though remains the same as before. So even though the GT650R isn't a better machine than before, it is a more attractive package thanks to its new styling and its new lower price tag.